Hey there, family. I'm back. Let me turn this off because this thing is so annoying. Let me see what I'm doing here. Well, I'm going to go on ahead and start talking, and hopefully it'll all work out. But this is going to be part 3 of why they place in the Bible week 6:12 really well, and how the Catholic Church deemed all people with the color black skin pagan and evil. When you have that context, that historical context, you can sit and look at better understand the situation of the time. I'm talking about and placing blame, known that you have to be concerned about, not the unknown. But it's easy for people dealt with. We dealt with what would be unknown to the Caucasians, but was very much known to us. We understood the spiritual world, stronger, grounded within our spirits. On the physical, it doesn't work for us because we are people who need balance. And the elements, that's a lot of chi. I know myself as a writer, a designer, and an actress. And I'm born Pisces, March the 15th. My birthday's coming up. So this is all, I found in my soul searching fire, water, rocks, we're at hand that we're talking about. Those certain parts are not prophetic. Certain parts, that is definitely a written to convince people okay, if something you were originally doing and it was working, then you wouldn't need somebody to come and convince you otherwise. That's why I say this Bible does a lot of convincing. They go hard because they say the same things. You could just say principalities, but they go in and say the unseen. They go in and say the spirit. They go in and say they're saying it in different ways within this one segment of Ephesians 6:12. So it led me to see that it's doing a whole lot of convincing. And I thought, well, when I was younger, being in Christian church, they try to convince you, always trying to convince you to not do something or do this or do that. That the world is evil and wicked. Well, of course, when you look at it, it's been the known that has created the wickedness and made everything wicked. It hasn't been the unknown. Unknown has not done anything but given the indigenous people the tools, the education, everything they needed within it. But then the known comes along, the physical being, and they give it whole different twist that pretty much just the ulterior motives are not basis of anything in nature. The ulterior motive is to conquer and divide. When your purpose is to conquer and divide, your purpose is a dead purpose. You're already a dead. You already don't have a true purpose, because that's not a purpose. But when it's to dominate, conquer, and divide, and wreak havoc, that is an unbalanced, that is a low energy, and you get nowhere with it, and you don't have a long shelf life with that either, that as your overall way of life. It can't. So I've come to the conclusion that unless you ground it in the organic, grounded in the original, it's not realistic. It's not realistic. You can create a delusional world, but when that storm comes or that wind comes, that world does not have nothing to hold on to for it to stay stern and strong. That world is just going to blow with the wind. It's gone with the wind, because it came from wind. It's not grounded in anything that will prevent it from blowing away. We call those lies. And that's just what happens with lies. They blow with the wind, and some may believe it, but I tell you, once they believe it and they fall victim of it, they don't believe it no more, and it's gone. And so is the trust. It's gone with the wind. And like I said earlier on my Facebook, one can, the physical being's whole purpose to stand on someone's back and rely upon them, take everything they have, rape them, beat them. But that person that they're doing it to still has purpose. They are without the purpose. The person that they're standing upon, oppressing, has a great purpose, because everyone on the bottom, all indigenous people on the bottom, know their purpose is greater than being on the top. And if they get on the top, that's a plus. So we don't really have to go around looking for a win-win. We don't really have to look forward straight, focus on the future, because they're not taking care of the now. It's about the now, here and now, and being in the moments. You lose out. There's no winners in white supremacy. There's delusional winnings, but one can ask, what have you really won when it's not your own freedom? You can't have freedom when you're oppressing others. You give up your freedom to oppress others. Your natural freedom. I can't conceive the thought of what I learned about slavery, because now as an adult, when I think about the deep thought, I look at it like didn't these so-called slave owners know that it's got to be a sickness to take another being in and mistreat them, and you have to worry over them getting away. You have to worry over what they're going to do. So you whipping and beating and all this maltreatment. And what does it do for your health, your being? You don't have a being. You're dead. Because it takes a lifeless being to treat another being full of life bad. And it's called energy. It's called energy. And I hope this video got clearly through, but I'll see after this recording. And with that, true love, truth of I don't think I have it on.